Hey everybody, it's Live for Freedom 1776. So, want to share a quick little story with you, and it in a way goes back to a video I made last week about the unity in the gun community, getting outside of our 2A bubbles. So, I swung by the gun store today on the way home from work. No honey, I didn't buy anything. Well, at least not a new gun. But while I'm sitting there wandering around, this young woman came in, and you could tell she was completely out of her element. And she goes up to the counter and starts talking to the guy and makes it very clear she has no idea. She has almost no experience with guns. She's went out, shot with friends and family a little bit. But her and one of her friends are coming in the next day to, get some practice and maybe some training if possible because she'd gotten beat up by her boyfriend last night and was now trying to get a firearm because guess what? She tried to get a restraining order and couldn't because there wasn't enough proof. Even though one of her forearms pretty much looked like half of the rainbow. So, the guy behind the counter, did it flawlessly. Even said that, hey, they'll have somebody at the range tomorrow that can help her out. One of the people that usually does training. She explained what kind of experience she had with guns, and you could tell it was very, very little. And so he mentions, okay, well, there's a 10-day waiting period. So maybe she should look into a shotgun. She said, absolutely not. She's fired one before. She just doesn't. She feels a lot more comfortable with handguns. So please remind everybody that, thinks, oh, hey, just go get a shotgun, like Joe Biden says. Not everybody feels comfortable with that. So now there's a young woman that has to wait 10 days to get a form of self protection that she feels comfortable with. So share this video with people that don't understand, why, ARs and AKs and handguns need to be as accessible as the guns that, people are like, oh, well, just get one of those for home protection. That'll work. Well, when you're a buck oh 05, you have almost no, gun experience whatsoever. And we're talking a buck oh 05 soaking wet, carrying a couple cinder blocks. And you feel your life threatened, you should have the ability to use whatever firearm you feel comfortable with. Not have to wait 10 days for the one you feel comfortable with. And or get the one that you literally are scared to death of because of your lack of experience right now. So, one, share this with all your politicians that need to pull their head out of their butts and realize that now there's a defenseless woman out there, defenseless young woman that could have possibly walked out with something to protect herself since, obviously they won't even protect her, even though, I have my opinion on restraining orders. Um, so, yeah. Now, to the 2A bubble part, this is where it's important to get outside of your 2A bubble. Because what if I had stayed in my own little 2A bubble and only, followed and listened to guys that looked just like me? And that was it. Well, and I approached her from a distance. Okay, don't think I was like the creepy, dude in the parking lot. Um, but I just let her know, hey, I listened, I heard what you said, and I think you need to go check out, with female and slugs and shotguns, the well armed woman, and all these other, women's right to self defense groups that are on all the different platforms. And speaking of, it's important that any of us that are trying to get this message across be active on all the platforms, even that dumpster fire known as Twitter, because she didn't have Instagram. She really wasn't a huge YouTube watcher, but she's all over Facebook. So, just some food for thought for you guys. Comment below. Um, and yeah, just another reason why we've got to get out of our own little 2A bubbles inside the 2A community bubble. Um, and put pressure on the politicians that think they're doing good, but they just left a young woman defenseless. Great job, elected employees. Yeah. Till next time, stay safe, shoot straight, and live for freedom.